folks at home, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful summer night out here at the lake. Today I'm going to talk to you about stupid worming. It is one of my favorite ways to catch bass in this early summer transition time period when fish are scattered. They're kind of blown out from the spawn, different moods, all kinds of different things. So we're going to head underwater today. We're going to talk about stupid worming, how I do it, where I do it, and the baits that I'm throwing to do it with. Let's see you out there. Alright guys, so in this post-spawn early summertime, fish often get in a funk. Lakes get sprayed, stuff's going on. At this time of the year, I love to do something called stupid worming, and here you see me and Sam doing exactly that. Basically think of it as junk fishing with a worm. What we're doing is we're going around fishing transition spots, visible cover, boat docks, pontoons, whatever you want to call it, weed edges, whatever you want to call it, and basically we're throwing small worms on light jig heads to mimic crawfish or very small bluegill feeding in the area. And what it will do is hook up a ton of different things for you. Basically what you're thinking about when you're doing this, and when you are stupid worming, you're literally doing things very slowly in a very specific way. So up first here we have the Baits Ned Bomb. And this bait is in their Bammer craw color. This bait is responsible for my PB bass on Tippy Lake. This is just a very active Ned rig, but it's bigger profile than your general Ned rig, and it's got that nice tail action on it. And basically what I'm going to start doing with this is, if fish are feeding on crawfish, this is the bait that I'm throwing. It's going to get better than a Ned rig, better than a finesse jig. This time of the year I'm looking for rocks and sunfish. There you saw that little sunfish on these rocks. Anywhere that you can find rocks or hard structure this time of year, you're going to find fish. So see all these bluegill moving around, all of these bait fish in the area. Basically what I'm doing is I'm for all intents and purposes mimicking a molting crawfish with this bait. And it's just generally a good bait to throw this time of year. Here you have the Baits Bombshot. Same thing, but it has a more wavy profile versus a stiff profile. If there's bluegill in the area, I'm going to throw this bait. It does a fantastic job of being very subtle, very quiet, but having a lively action. It also looks really good on an 1/8 ounce jig head. This was a bait that was designed to be a drop shot bait, but I love to throw it on that jig head because it's just a different way of presenting things, and it slides through there really nice. You can see those crawfish pinchers on the ground. That's what these fish are eating post spawn because it's easy for them to get after. It's an easy meal. They're up shallow in these areas. You can really catch a lot of bass fishing these type baits in these areas, and they get bit better than a Ned rig is going to. And it's just being different, and it's when fish are seeing a lot of baits, sometimes if you're different, you're going to get a really good look from a lot of different bass. Plus this bait on the paws looks really good, really lively action. It's a mini quiver worm, and I love that bait, right? It's just another way to get bit. Up next you have your gold standard here. Here's the Zoom Finesse Worm, and the Zoom Finesse Worm is basically my gold standard. And this Alabama craw color right here is fantastic. This time of year it matches the crawfish that you're seeing, but it has a little bit bigger profile. In the weeds it stands up higher for you. So I love to fish this around hardcover, boat docks, rocks, gravel piles like this, because what you're going to see is it's going to stick up out of the rocks. That tail floats up. It's bigger than a Ned rig, but its profile allows it to get bit. The color allows it to get bit. It does a fantastic job on the bottom, and you laugh at the small jig head on this worm, but instantly you want this bait to glide and slowly traverse cover as you pick it through those rocks. You don't want it to get down in there. You don't want it to get stuck in there. You want it to slowly traverse cover and move through the area in a way that bass cannot resist. And let me tell you, I've got a lot of bites on this color worm right here this time of the year. Next up, if the shad spawn is going on, I'm going to pick up the Rattleworm 4.5. This is that pearl color. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swim this over, around, and through any type of cover where the shad are spawning. It's got a nice rattle in the tail. It gives a nice subtle knock to it. It also slides through cover really well, and you can also pop it and make it super aggressive. The shad spawn is about being different, and a lot of times if bait is falling in the water like that, bass are going to pick up on that. This will fall through a school of bait, look like a dying minnow, and just get slammed by bass, right? It's just another way to present things that bass don't normally see. I also like to swim this worm, count it down, and kind of twitch it and tickle wind it through stuff. If you look on your electronics and you see that you're in 8 foot of water and the weeds stop at 4 foot down, count it down to 4 and then just bump and wind it through that cover just like I'm doing right here. It looks great. It's gonna get bit. Bass will come up out of that cover to annihilate it. You can also fish this bait really quickly like I'm doing here. Quick pops and shakes of the rod tip to get it through the cover to make it a little bit more lively. It looks really good. It activates that rattle and just generally will help you get bit. The next thing I'm going to move to on this jig head, if the bass are biting that active worm, is the Rapala Crush City, the Mayor swim bait. It's got a very buoyant plastic to it, 3.5 inches. It's great. It has a great wobble on that 1/8 ounce jig head. You can cast it a long ways. It adds weight to it, but more importantly, what I'm looking for is that buoyancy. As I kill it and let it fall in these areas, it looks super realistic. It's got a good slide to it, but then it comes back to wobbling really quickly when you pick it back up. That's really something that I enjoy on my baits. So that Crush City bait here is going to get the call in that open water scenario when they want a little bit more of an active worm.
So stupid worming or dumb worming is literally the easiest thing in the world to do, right? You're putting it on a small jig head, 1/8 ounce or less. You're throwing it out there. You're twitching it through cover. It is very diverse. You can throw anything on those jig heads and do it. My father-in-law, Greg, has absolutely killed fish on this technique for years. He's one of the guys that I learned this from. Stupid worming, man. You just throw it out there, you let it sink and fall. You use good technique and good placement to get it up under docks, up around cover, but it will simply catch the lights out of them. You can do it with a bunch of different stuff. I like to be different than the average fisherman. Most guys are gonna come out here and they're gonna throw a wacky worm, right? Fish have seen a lot of those. The stupid worm is another way to present things that's different. You know, on the channel, we love to be different. We love to do things differently to catch more bass. If you guys wanna get the products that we featured in the videos, go to Omnia, click our links, support us there. If you want to get your baits, if you're a bait maker and you want to get your baits featured in our video, shoot me a DM, send me something. Let's get hooked up. Let's get your baits filmed underwater. Let's go out there, catch some fish with them. But guys, if you want to support us, give us a like, subscribe, watch the video, share it with other people. Let us know how we can help you best. We'll see you out there.